Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So I got my winch installed and it was a very interesting install. So let me give you the front view there. So there's a little, I don't even know what you call it, but it's in front of the fake winch. This little piece, okay? If you take yourself a razor knife, you can just carefully, it's going to take you a little bit, but you can slice that off nice and even and flush. No problems. So I'm going to pull the lid off here, show you how things are wired. Because it was interesting, which is a reason why I didn't do a video on how to install the winch. Because I wasn't even sure how it was going to go. Man, I didn't want to take 3 hours. And it took me about that to get everything done. Only because I ran into a couple of boo-boos. Now, this is a motor from Banggood. You can get the exact same motor at Intigy and many other places. Normally, this is a problem with these two wires here, but in this case, I got lucky. These wires are soldered on really good. Now, this little motor sleeve, the black sleeve, you got to pull it back to get your one screw in there. You're not going to get a back screw in too easily on the plastic TRX bumper. But you'll get a front screw here, nothing back here. And then this hole here that you drill, it's going to be so close to the molding inside that you're not going to be able to get the nut on. It's just not going to work. So I took and I just drilled the hole a little bit teeny bigger, and I got a really coarse threaded screw and put it in the back end corner here, and that's going to hold no problem. I've looped my wire, tied it off here on the bumper. I drilled a hole there. Zippy tie, zippy tie, zippy, zippy. And I ended up extending and making some GST wire connections just because I didn't want to chop into cables and then just run a straight line. So I figured, well, let's just, you know, do some JSTs. So I had enough pieces left over because I ordered JST connectors because I didn't think I had enough here, but either way I still need them to do my lighting with, among other projects. So I had enough pieces to put together, and I was able to fish all the wiring right into the back end here. So I got a little 2-cell battery right now that sits in the little compartment that it's kind of down below, and I ordered a small 2-cell battery from Banggood that should be here, and I don't know when, but it'll get here. But in the meantime, I can always relocate this battery pretty much anywhere I want to. I've got lots of wiring for that now. But the idea is to have a battery, a small 2-cell down in here to run the winch off of, and then I can put my 3-cell battery up top, and away I go. Okay. Now, I did mention when I showed you guys my parts, so if you didn't catch that video, that's okay, that I was going to only have this winch as a temporary, because eventually I'm going to go with metal bumpers, and I'm going to end up getting a worn winch probably, but either way a remote winch. And even though this one's pretty good and it's pretty strong, I still want something a lot stronger. So this is like a good temporary. But anyways, so I drilled a hole in the back of the bumper and fed the switch through. So now if I push the switch in toward the hitch, it sucks the winch in. If I flick the switch outward, it brings the winch out. Now, because of the way the bumper is designed at the back, it's the only way that switch goes in. It's kind of like a non-optional thing, but I thought that was a great place to hide a switch too, you know. And it is out of the way of any kind of a trailer that would be hooked up, so you're not going to accidentally, you know, turn your winch on or off if you have a trailer going. So that's actually a good thing. But anyhow, so I thought we could do a test with this thing and pull my wife's Summit up our ramps that we have. Now my pole pal, I got to figure out a place to mount it on this truck. The one thing that is well, it's a bit of a problem, I guess, with the truck for now until I come up with a solution, but this body does not support a roof rack on it because this is a tactical military style jobby, right? So At least I haven't found one, so if anybody knows where there is one, you know, fire me a link in the comments below and I'll check it out and see. But I did order a light bar that I'm still waiting for. It's going to go right up front in here, and it takes up pretty much the entire width, so it's going to be pretty bright. And of course I've got other LEDs I'm going to put in for my own headlights and taillights, all that jazz. I'm going to make my own lighting kit. But anyway, so I'm going to stop the film for a second, fire it back up as soon as we got it on the ground, and we're going to try and pull my wife's truck. Alright guys, so we got her all set up. Now as you saw, there was no battery in this truck, so there's no power on to the truck, just the battery to run the winch. And you know, this winch does come with quite a bit of steel cable, and it is actually steel cable. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to use the pull pal and hook it up to her axle here. And pulling my truck. It should stop my truck. Oh, there we go. Not quite enough juice to go that way. Now, the Summit does weigh about 15 pounds, and trying to haul it upward, probably not the best idea. Wonder if we can fix this to a lower point maybe, and there's a lower point. Try that. Nope. So I think we're going to try her Stampede. So it's definitely not got enough juice to pull the Summit up the ramps. Cable got bound up a bit. That's as far as she goes. Could be the battery too. Battery could be weak. I haven't charged the battery in, I don't know, several months. Either way, it works that way. So let's get the ramps out of the way. Get her Summit back here. I also want the stamp too. Let's put a bit of tension there. Let's smack some weight on top. There's about 25 pounds to try and pull with. Now let's just pretend we have the brake on. Probably going to be about the only problem with this winch with the steel cable. It's so thick that it bunches up too easily. So I do have a solution. I have some 29-pound tensile strength steel coated cord, which I can fit about 10 feet of that stuff on here too, and it's really thin stuff too. I kind of figured I'd probably end up with an issue with the steel cable, because a lot of people have had problems with the steel cable anyway. Anyhow, it works pretty good, you know. It's not the strongest winch out there. I think it's only rated for like 7 or 8 pounds. It only cost me like $22 or $23 at Banggood, like Canadian dollars. So I mean, you know, you're kind of gonna get what you pay for with winches. The Warren winch that I want will easily do a lot of good deadlift pulls. So, but like I said, I'm waiting until I got steel bumpers on this. I have ordered the metal, what do you call it? Metal bumper mounts. I've ordered those in already, so I'm waiting for those. But it's going to cost me about $180 for the bumpers that I want, because I'm after specific bumpers, and it's going to cost me, and that's fine. It's the way it goes. I do like the trailer hitch too. The trailer hitch is really cool. It actually works quite well with my Skidoo trailer I have, and it's got just the right size ball, which is actually the same size ball I did on a homemade hitch on my SCX-10 that I had. But I like this. But like I said, I got to figure out some place on the truck and a way to mount the pull pal, because I'd like to be able to mount that up. I think with a good fully charged battery. Actually, let me just hang on a second. Instant for you. Alright, so I want to test this battery out. Oh, we got a pretty good charged battery. We're at 8.6 volts, so we're just trying to push the winch way too hard. That's all. No big deal. But it's wired. It works. I'm happy with that. Now the problem I ran into, I forgot to mention that, with the switch. Normally it's at the motor wires. In my case it was the switch. My positive wire kind of like fell off the switch contact, literally. You could like push it right back in the hole. I was like, well, you kind of gotta watch it when you buy this stuff and go over the solder contacts. So I resoldered it and the negative wire to make sure, check the other wires, they were okay. And then I hot glued the crap out of it so that there's no way that A, water's getting in at it, and B, those contacts and the wires are like severely hard glued now, so they're not going to budge. But like I said, it's a temporary winch for now. It'll do the job, you know, for trail running and stuff. And unfortunately, this winch can only run 2S. There was a 3S winch that looked very similar, and it was rated, I think, for think it was about a 15-pound pull or something like that. It was ridiculous. But it was only like $10 more, but I didn't have the $10 because I wanted to spend it on other parts. But then I saw the worn winch and I was like, okay, I want a worn winch when I get my bumpers and stuff, because I'm going to be ordering those from Intigi, and eventually, you know, like I said, $180 is a lot of money. A big chunk of that money is actually shipping, believe it or not, from the States. It's ridiculous what we're getting nailed for shipping nowadays. But either way, I'm loving my truck. Can't wait to get it out to the trails and get some more mod parts put on too before it goes to the trail. There we go, get that on there. But anyways, guys, so that's what I got done tonight. If you did see my video of unpackaging these two, the HSP tires that I got from my HSP truck actually do fit the truck. I still think they're a little on the big side myself, but I'm going to check Banggood and see if they have the exact same size and style, because I rather that than these bigger ones. These bigger ones I'll probably just give to my wife for her Stampede. She could use something with more traction anyhow. But anyway, anybody got any ideas on how I can mount this pull pal where it'll actually be easy to get at without tools? I do have this zippy tie thing, but I kind of want to still make it look really good, you know. So if anybody's got some suggestions on that one, I'm all for suggestions. But in the meantime, I guess I'll just leave her loose. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I actually enjoyed finding out that this thing can't pull it up the ramps, but you know, it will dead pull it straight, so that's encouraging for trails and stuff. But and of course, we're not trying to actually do a pull where you're driving at the same time, so that does make a huge difference on using a winch, because you're supposed to have the other vehicle trying to drive at the same time when you're pulling it. So you know, I was just trying to be stupid and do a deadlift thing basically, or dead pull, and bring it up on an angle. But either way, we found the limits of the winch, and that's a good thing. So for $23, not bad. Now it's Canadian dollars too. Anyways, catch you later. See ya.